Humans have an extraordinary capacity for advancement. We've gone through 3 industrial revolutions in less than 300 years. The use of steam power and mechanization of production ushered in the first industrial revolution in the 18th century. The discovery of electricity and assembly line production was the spark behind the second industrial revolution in the 19th century. Electronics and information technology were employed to automate production during the third industrial revolution, which began in the 1970s. Now that we've entered the fourth industrial revolution, what does it mean for you?
I would define the fourth industrial revolution as the ongoing automation of the traditional manufacturing and industrial practices using the new modern smart technology.
Or I'll define the fourth industrial revolution as whereby technology it's been improved. Things are going to change in many ways, whereby we're no longer going to do hard works, but robots are going to help us in that work that we're supposed to do.
I think I would define fourth industrial revolution as an advancement of technology that we have, from manual labor to new advanced technology.
The fourth industrial revolution, by my own understanding, is innovation and helping younger people to build a brighter future for themselves.
It simply means it's the automation of an improvement of technology, because remember we started with the first industrial revolution where it was the steam engine.
How I would define the fourth industrial revolution as the embodiments and advancements of technologies to improve the quality of our lives.
The fourth industrial revolution actually includes the artificial intelligence, where it's a machine-to-machine interaction in simplifying our lives in terms of uplifting economies.
The definition of the fourth industrial revolution by the World Economic Forum is a fundamental change in the way we live, work, and relate to one another. It is a new chapter in the human development, enabled by extraordinary technology advances commensurate with those of the first, second, and third industrial revolutions. These advances are merging the physical, digital, and biological worlds in ways that create both huge promise and potential peril. The speed, breadth, and depth of this revolution is forcing us to rethink how countries develop, how organizations create value, and even what it means to be human. Some of the technology driving the fourth industrial revolution, also known as 4IR or Industry 4.0, include artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, robots, autonomous vehicles, biotechnology, quantum computing, and much more. The benefits of this technology in the emerging digital era are greater efficiency, reduced costs, improved sustainability with reduced impact on the natural environment, boosted profits, and improved quality of life across the globe. Because of the focus on technology, it may seem like there isn't much difference between the third and fourth industrial revolutions. In the third industrial revolution, we automated a lot of production by way of electronics. Processes can now function without a human interface in most cases, yet there is always a human element involved. As an example, in the third industrial revolution, an automated machine still needs human input and parameters to function. In the fourth industrial revolution, that same machine can be given parameters from its human operator, but it would gather data from its operations, analyze them, and find ways to streamline operation, as well as alert the operator to preventative maintenance required. It can do some of the thinking typically done by the human operator because it is able to analyze its own function. The fourth industrial revolution actually began years ago with a significant event: the world connecting through the same platform, the Internet. Because of this connectivity, the fourth industrial revolution is different because of the connection between technology and the virtual worlds. 4IR blurs the line between the physical, digital, and biological worlds. Some of the technology that plays a key role in the fourth industrial revolution are artificial intelligence. This is where computers are able to collect data, analyze it, and apply the knowledge gained from that data to perform tasks like problem solving, planning, and learning. It is the result of algorithms created by humans, but some AI can even write algorithms for other computers. The Internet of Things. Devices connected to the internet are then also connected to each other, and they are able to communicate. They gather and transmit data to each other. And a simple example would be a smart washing machine sending a message to your phone to let you know your laundry is done. Robots and cobots. Robotics is constantly evolving, and there are already big breakthroughs in developing robots that are able to collaborate and interact with humans to assist and enhance productivity. Big data. The amount of data generated and held in our modern age is exponentially growing. This massive amount of data must be managed and applied to make business and other functions more effective. If you want to see the fourth industrial revolution in action, you don't need to look far. Apps and algorithms on digital platforms, as well as breaking news of tech developments, are proof that we are in a digital age. Considering that multi-devices and computers from just 20 years ago now fit into the smartphone in your hand, it's exciting to see how the fourth industrial revolution will change our lives. With so much excitement and talk around the fourth industrial revolution in business, education, and other spheres, it's important that our youth have a good grasp of what this means for them. For young people in South Africa, the fourth industrial revolution can unlock opportunities at home and abroad. The key will be developing technologically empowered generations of youth. The youth make up 65% of Africa's population. Empowering and involving the youth in decision and policy making could positively impact the development of the continent to be ready for the fourth industrial revolution. Innovation, digital skills, and entrepreneurship are the key areas where young people can find meaningful opportunities to bring about significant change and build exciting futures in a rapidly evolving world. The future ahead is alive with possibility. Giving your youth the skills, exposure, and support for a digitally focused future will be the catalyst for their fresh ideas to change South Africa and the world for the better. It was Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, who labeled today's advances as a new revolution. In an article, he said the fourth industrial revolution has the power to raise income levels and improve the quality of life worldwide. According to Schwab, the changes are so profound that, from the perspective of human history, there has never been a time for a greater promise. And this is the positive outlook we should all have on the possibilities of the fourth industrial revolution. If you've used a navigation app that showed you the quickest route, chatted to a bot on an e-commerce website, or received sponsored content on your social media, congratulations, you're part of the fourth industrial revolution. It's not some far-off concept. The fourth industrial revolution is here. It's now. We're just at the beginning, but there is so much more to understand and explore in this fast-changing world. Like previous industrial revolutions, the fourth industrial revolution focuses on technology of our time, how it's changing, what's new and improved, and how it's going to impact our world.
What 4AI means to me is that whatever technologies that we do have, or whatever skills that we already have and we're applying into our daily lives, is going to be advanced, it's going to be made better.
It gives me the chance to express myself. It promotes creativity, because in that aspect you're able to show not only people around you but the whole nation of what you're capable of your creativity and your potential as a human being.
4IR means a lot to me because it helps develop my life, and develop my country and the things that happen in our country so that it can evolve and be advanced.
What makes 4IR exciting to me is the fact that I am put in a position where I'm able to learn about different factors of technology, and I'm able to learn about how we can use them differently. And I'm also put in a position where I'm able to gain knowledge and also pass it on to more people.
It means moving to a more sustainable future.
Safety and knowledge makes 4IR exciting for me because it helps me adapt to new things and learn new skills.
Coding is basically my future. I'm going to design apps, games, so basically I want my apps to be successful.
I really think it means that it's a way of seeing a new future towards me.
We have to look at everything from learning tools to healthcare, to manufacturing, and even to how we communicate. We must know the full scope of this emerging era of technology. You may have seen or heard the phrase that the fourth industrial revolution is all about the fusion of technology. What this means is that different innovations no longer operate in their own silos. Along the way, different technologies overlap or work together. For example, artificial intelligence allows a machine to work within its set parameters, but it is also able to plan on its own to streamline its operation. At the same time, that machine is connected via network to other machines, and it can transmit its data to ensure a production line isn't held up or moves too quickly, depending on its operation parameters. Another big example is in healthcare, where biotechnology and robotics are used together for research, or in the future, where robots are able to perform operations autonomously, and then the same patient receive a medication created as a result of biotechnology research. They are created separately but work together, fusing the technologies. Effectively, technologies such as artificial intelligence, automation, biotechnology, nanotechnology, and more will blur the lines between the physical, digital, and biological spheres. Some of the technological breakthroughs of the fourth industrial revolution are virtual reality and augmented reality, 3D printing that is used for art, mechanics, engineering, and even medicine, autonomous vehicles that are already on the road in the world, nanotechnology, quantum computing, and new innovations in materials and energy storage that will transform the world. Entrepreneurs and small businesses are the driving force of economies. There are two ways in which entrepreneurship is crucial in the fourth industrial revolution. First, new technology creates more opportunities for entrepreneurs. If their business is connected in some way to the technology of the future, they have opportunities for growth or even the creation of new domestic and international markets with their own unique innovations. Second, entrepreneurial thinking is all about innovation and looking at ways to drive continuous improvement. These attributes are valuable in the digital era, where entrepreneurs may devise solutions to emerging challenges or look for ways to further develop or adapt existing technology for new ways of living and working. For South Africa or any country to make the most of 4IR, a new look at education is required. This emerging digital era will require digital skills, and we can already see how better the digital competency is advantageous to younger generations. But this isn't just about knowing how robots work or how to code. A digital world also requires out-of-the-box thinking, and it's those critical analysis and innovative problem-solving skills that will absolutely open doors for future generations in a world where technology is ubiquitous. The education system must adapt and start teaching these skills now. But there is also the need to incorporate more technology within the classrooms to better familiarize children and young people with technology as it's evolving. Young people also need to be taught entrepreneurial skills, as these will be useful in future decades, more from a perspective of thinking differently, rather than a need for young people to start their own businesses. With all the talk of artificial intelligence, some people may fear that our future is turning into a sci-fi movie plot with robots trying to take over the world. The truth is, AI holds the promise of solving some of society's most pressing issues. New computational technologies are making computers smarter. VR and AR create immersive digital experiences. Robotics is becoming increasingly complex and sophisticated. These are just some of the exciting breakthroughs of 4IR. Along with major technological developments, innovative materials such as plastics, metal alloys, and biomaterials promise to disrupt sectors including manufacturing, renewable energy, construction and medicine. Energy collection, storage and transfer represent a growing market segment, supported by cost savings and improved battery capacity in renewable energy technologies. It's great to have all this new technology in the fourth industrial revolution, but people need to know how it works, how to use it, and how to build upon it for the future. For this reason, education is a crucial element for the 4IR to ensure employability and that people can add more value to their industries with their knowledge and skills. Because the youth were born into and grew up in a world of digital technology, the world looks to them to see how they will shape their present and future, wanting to understand what makes up the fourth industrial revolution from their perspective. For today's young adults, the fourth industrial revolution will have a big effect on their careers. They will also be active participants in adopting new technology that will change business, entrepreneurship, and education. Now that we know that technology, education, and entrepreneurship are cornerstones of the fourth industrial revolution, there is another we shouldn't overlook: you. Ultimately, people and their capacity to change, think outside the box, and find innovative solutions to the world's problems are the drivers of the revolution. It's human thinking and caring that changes the world and makes it better now and into the future. Welcome to the fourth industrial revolution. The convergence of technologies has blurred the lines between the physical, digital, and biological worlds in this digital era. Robots can perform medical procedures, cars can drive themselves, and digital twin technology allows virtual worlds to communicate with computers to develop and test everything from architecture plans to factory layouts. Many 4IR technologies offer Africa a space on the global stage for innovation, and leaders of various sectors and industries are realizing the opportunities these technologies can enable. The intense pace of digital technological development in the fourth industrial revolution is broader and faster than anything before it. Most, if not all, economic sectors will be affected by the revolution. However, because of the revolution's integrative nature, it will also affect corporate systems.
Robots, then we are talking about 5G and then the cryptocurrencies.
Artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things are things that readily come to mind. I see a future where we may not have to do with maids or house helps anymore. Robots will be doing most of our house chores for us. Robots may be running errands for us. And
some of the technologies I think are a big part of 4IR would be coding, robotics, and artificial intelligence. The new technology in 4IR, which I think would have a big impact on our generation. I'm not sure if I would say either one of them has a more chance than on the other, because I think they work more interactually. So if we look at coding and artificial intelligence, it teaches people from my generation how to prompt and how to command computers to behave in the way that they want to. and then it's further on taken to this other process, maybe in artificial intelligence, where you are prompting and commanding a computer to have a system whereby everything will be done artificially.
5G connectivity is designed to connect visually everyone and everything, including machines, objects, and devices.
The biggest impact, I think, would be coding. Because as a coding learner myself, we are taught different skills, we are taught different parts of a computer, we are taught how to code to make a computer work. So basically you'd have your graphics and a computer would have your motherboard. So basically, in a way, we are taught how to program something new. So basically, if we want to do a robot, then basically the first thing would start with us coding learners, learning and ensuring how to make it work, making sure that everything is in order, making sure that it's able to function in a more sufficient way and in a way that we want it to work.
Artificial intelligence, where a machine can be able to communicate with another machine. For instance, there's these projects that we're involved with currently in the school where we have a robot where you can be able to communicate as a human with a robot, and the robot will actually be able to reply to your conversations. So that is a hallmark. It is something that is just out of this world.
The big impact, I think, in my generation will be the robots. They will be able to help us understand in class, more like the teachers explain. Maybe they can give out more information for us.
For a developing nation like South Africa, the fourth industrial revolution can bring about a lot of positive change. The catalyst will be greater connectivity and more access for more citizens. Once people have the ability to get online through the devices they own, they are able to gain more knowledge and opportunities. For big businesses, it could mean changing the way they work and having to develop the digital skills of more employees as they make their operations more virtual, or there is increased digital transformation of equipment in warehouses and other sites. Because more people will have access to the internet, they will have more choice backed up with sound information. This will then lead to smarter decisions, but also decisions made and relayed faster through digital channels. Education is the key in the fourth industrial revolution. Younger generations need more digital skills, but also need to learn with more technology accessibility to familiarize themselves with tools and platforms that are commonly in use today. For adults, education means expanding their digital skill set. Although accounting is taught with pen and paper in most schools, a graduate will then need to have the digital skills to use the accounting programs typically in use in business. Education systems should look at reinvention for a world that is changing rapidly, teaching agility and adaptability alongside critical thinking and creative problem solving. The fourth industrial revolution is being welcomed by the business world for its many advantages. With new technology comes greater digitization of many processes. From administration and finance to manufacturing and logistics, there are technological solutions for every area of business operations. What this means is reduced cost and more efficiency. Technology will also change consumer interaction. Customers are increasingly shopping or interacting with businesses online. E-commerce is a fast-growing sector, and consumers want more authentic digital engagement that builds a relationship with companies. It's an emotional connection created via virtual interaction. For business, the world getting smaller because of greater connectivity also ushers in an era of greater collaboration. Rather than focusing on competition, businesses could enhance their offering or grow their market by collaborating with other businesses to achieve common goals that put their customers first. Thanks to mobile technology and the internet, the world is already more connected than ever before. In the fourth industrial revolution, people and machines will be able to communicate around the globe. Imagine being able to monitor laboratory equipment in South Africa while running experiments with the team in France and transmitting that data to a lab in Japan to replicate. People can work from whichever country they choose. Schools in the northern and southern hemispheres can connect and share lessons virtually. Businesses can attend a conference with attendees dotted on every continent. It's all possible because of technology like 5G, VR, IoT, IoT, and AI in the fourth industrial revolution. There are four main effects that the fourth industrial revolution has on businesses: on customer expectations, on product enhancements, on collaborative innovation, and on organizational structures. The use of data and communication between technology defines the fourth industrial revolution. This has the potential to bring incredible advancements to manufacturing, self-organized logistics, and create smarter networks for administration and communication. To compete globally, South Africa must first nurture an economy that gives its citizens the future-compliant capabilities they need. This means changing education to bridge the widening professional skills gap. The fourth industrial revolution requires schools to properly equip learners with the right tools to create new and innovative solutions for today's and tomorrow's societal challenges. With the right skills, every learner is more likely to succeed, whether in the job market or in business. One of the impacts of 4IR is that business systems are to transform into more decentralized and globalized manufacturing and distribution, along with a whole new business model. We need to consider how this affects the way we communicate, personal privacy, and the personal interaction with the world around us. Although South Africa does have noteworthy technological success, like our digital banking systems, we still fall short against global measurements in areas of education, digital and technological skills. If we as a nation can focus and improve performances in these areas, we can be a global player in the fourth industrial revolution. South Africa's youth have grown up in a world of smartphones, tablets, the internet and Wi-Fi, but the high level of inequality means the advantages of digital education is skewed towards those with easy access to technological resources. It begs the question how our youth, knowing this equality exists and creates challenges for their peers, feel the fourth industrial revolution will impact them. As this generation witnesses the effect of the pandemic, where more people are working remotely and seeking new careers in coding, software development, creative arts, starting their own businesses, or offering services through apps, their expectation of work in the future differs from the generation before them. The digital era holds the promise of an exciting, prosperous future with virtual worlds and brand new jobs that didn't exist before. Is South Africa ready for all the fourth industrial revolution has to offer? How we respond to the future will depend on how we prepare today. If South Africa wants to participate in the digital revolution, changes need to be made so we all reap the benefits of technological advancements. 4IR has so many solutions and can help us create a future that is inclusive and beneficial for all. The world is changing, and South Africa has been swept up in the global hype around the extraordinary potential of the fourth industrial revolution. The exact time frame for this revolution isn't entirely clear yet, but Accenture expects that it could unlock around R1 trillion worth of value for South Africa by 2026 across agriculture, infrastructure, manufacturing and financial services. The fourth industrial revolution is considered so important in South Africa that, in 2018, the Presidential Commission on the Fourth Industrial Revolution was established. The commission is tasked with advising the government on the 4IR policy and is responsible for creating a framework to be implemented across key sectors. It's just one of the ways we see how the revolution is valued and considered vital for South Africa's future. The fourth industrial revolution is important for South Africa as a country, as it can elevate the nation's performance on the global stage and uplift the economy.
Entrepreneurs are people who generate work who are generating money. So technology fits them in 4IR in the means that if we take a look at how businesses are working these days, everything is done cybernetically, whereby from the days where you have to actually get up and go to a store to buy something, you can actually use it on a mobile app to order or to make listings or make bookings. So everything it has to do with 4IR is improving every aspect of life, including entrepreneurships.
Entrepreneurship comes in because, you see, with the introduction of technology, we have seen learners who are venturing into recording on their own, which means they can now start their own businesses. Some are going into journalism. It's now easy for a learner to become a journalist because already in school they are already practicing that by taking videos, recording themselves, then sending them to to news houses or TV houses, which may make use of those things. So in a way, if they pursue that, they will become entrepreneurs.
Fits perfectly well in our 21st century. We realize that businesses, looking for businesses, you will need technology. It's technology. It makes businesses efficient. It makes work faster. It helps what could have been done in a week to be done in a few hours or maybe a couple of days instead of wasting time to do it a whole month.
A person having their skills of their own would not rely on anyone, but then would be able to use those kind of skills to make something for themselves. So basically, if they have the skill to, let's say, design a specific app, just like us right now as a Fund Coding, we're doing app development. So basically, you can design an app that's going to help people, which is another way to increase jobs for people in South Africa as a whole.
I think it feeds by creating new job opportunities so that young people can express their talent or skills based on their technology.
There's a lot of opportunities. For instance, like I mentioned earlier on, the Uber, for instance, is a mode of transport, which makes it very cost effective and very easy.
With greater access to connectivity and technology, the country is able to manufacture at a reduced cost while producing outstanding quality. This will yield better competitiveness in international markets. As a nation of great ideas, South Africa could also offer technology innovation in future generations who are better educated and more skilled in the emerging technologies such as robotics, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. This would also boost our global competitiveness and open up international markets for local businesses specializing in technology. For individuals, the fourth industrial revolution changes how we live. First, it changes how we learn. We have greater access to knowledge and experts around the world who are able to offer mentorship and assistance in new fields of study or new career paths. In terms of work, many of us are already moving out of the typical corporate office and into work-from-home arrangements. For some, it's even possible to be employed by an international entity and work from South Africa or any other country as long as there is a good internet connection. Finally, communication and media consumption is changing. Now, we can connect to many people around the world, and the only difference is the time. Why is 4IR important for the economy? Well, at the most basic level, businesses within industries will be able to operate more efficiently. This leads to more capital available to invest back into company growth through technology. Whether it's tapping into new markets, the creation of new products, or just improved ability to meet market demand, these growing companies will need more employees. Effectively, the cycle of growth can create new jobs, and with more people employed with disposable income to spend, the economy will grow. The fourth industrial revolution will see more technology in learning environments. Coding is already set to become a standard subject of learning in the foundation phase, and more learners will use tablets, computers, and the internet for their lessons. Already, some private school institutions are hosting international e-sport tournaments where learners in South Africa are competing against learners in Europe and America in online gaming. The education system will also have to adapt to teach new skills for the digital era. This will include ethics related to technology and innovation, as well as creating problem-solving mathematical challenges in creating new tech. South Africa has become engulfed in a global frenzy over the enormous potential of 4IR technologies: artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, drones, and blockchain, as well as the dire ramification for governments that refuse to accept these inexorable technological developments. The fourth industrial revolution isn't only important from a macroeconomic perspective. It is also changing how we live, work, and communicate. It's reshaping government, education, healthcare, and commerce, almost every aspect of life. The impact of 4IR on our value systems is equally significant. It has the potential to alter the things we value and the way we value them in the future. It has the potential to alter our relationships, opportunities, and identities, as well as the physical and virtual worlds in which we live and, in some situations, our bodies. New technologies from the fourth industrial revolution can be powerful agents for good. Education and access to information can improve the lives of billions of people. Through increasingly powerful computing devices and networks, digital services, and mobile devices, this can become a reality for people around the world, including those in underdeveloped countries. While young people are most likely to feel the importance of 4IR, somewhat more deeply than other groups, there is another group greatly affected by this revolution. Over 1 billion people in the world have a disability, and new technology opens up a world of opportunities and inclusion for people with disabilities. Because the world and South Africa itself is only just seeing the beginning of the revolution, the true beneficiaries of the advantages of this change of time are in fact the generation that will see the impact of the innovation of 4IR becoming part of everyday life. A global economy, new opportunities to learn and earn, new virtual worlds and technologies that can communicate with each other to create an Internet of Things. It's an exciting future on the horizon. It's communicating on another level. It's access to information that is unprecedented. These and so many more reasons are why the fourth industrial revolution is vitally important to you, me, and generations to come. The fourth industrial revolution presents a myriad of opportunities for South Africa and the world. As a fusion of advances in technology blurs the boundaries between the physical, digital, and biological worlds, radically disputing how we live and work, there are obvious advantages that could make the quality of life better and more prosperous. On the flip side, all this good isn't without challenges. In order to seize these opportunities, there are major changes required now, particularly in education and workplace skills development. So, if you're thinking, but how could all this new technology be a bad thing? Let's look at some of the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution.
Yeah, I would say the challenges are numerous. Many of our students, we see, they get too excited with things that are most of the time, I would say, negative, because they are spending time watching videos.
For our generation, in regards to 4IR, is the lack of the necessary tools and the necessary resources for it, like a laptop. Not everyone may have the access to one, so that becomes a hindrance or also a challenge.
We have had cases where some learners actually end up committing suicide because they are being bullied, something that they now call cyber bullying, which is a result of digitalization.
The challenges that we have as youth, as we are being taught this at school, we don't have the basic necessities like the tools at home. Yes, we do learn at school, but then at home we don't have laptops maybe that we can code or fix.
It's dividing the people. I don't know what good weight can I use. Maybe I can say inequality. You understand? Because me, I'm having something, I can be able to use the what? The 4IR, the fourth industrial revolution. But imagine a person who doesn't have even an access to internet. Is he going to use that? No. Now it is causing a division, but it is not only the negative impact of it, it's still having the positive impact.
One of the biggest challenges of the fourth industrial revolution is inequality. Wealthier nations have far more technological infrastructure and few accessibility challenges, which directly correlates to the population being more tech-savvy. In developing nations, citizens may be facing limitations such as cost of connectivity, poor signal coverage, limited access to the latest smart devices or computers, and little implementation of technology in various sectors, including education. It takes a lot of investment from these nations to better equip its population for the fourth industrial revolution. Another challenge rising from technology is fear and resistance. People may be hesitant to adopt technological solutions because they fear increasing automation may leave them without work, or they don't trust technology for purchases or banking transactions. There are some clear challenges for the fourth industrial revolution. First is connectivity. Without the internet, much of the prospects of 4IR aren't possible, and people need to be connected to take advantage of these innovations. Next is finance. For people to develop their own innovation or implement tech solutions into their businesses, they need financing. Tech skills or capabilities are another challenge where people need to understand how new technology works in order to make the most of its benefits. Finally, fear of automation makes people hesitant to welcome digital solutions that could actually improve their productivity and safety. The fourth industrial revolution is already good for some, but we need to make it good for everyone. We can achieve this by working together in our homes, our communities, our businesses, our schools, and even on a global scale. Wealthier nations should support less developed countries in improving their 4IR prospects. The business sector should lead the way in educating the public on the practical applications and advantages of 4IR technology and improve skills development of its workforce. Both the public and the private sector will have to work together to improve education and making computers and the internet more accessible to learners of all ages. Some of the biggest challenges coming from the fourth industrial revolution are a lack of skills to enable and embrace new technologies, as well as fear and hostility to large changes because people believe it would render their jobs obsolete. Technology in the fourth industrial revolution has the potential to boost efficiency and transparency, but if it is accompanied by appropriate laws and programs, it can also aid in reducing inequality. For South Africa to enjoy the benefits of 4IR, it's important for various industries, the public and private sectors, businesses, institutions and individuals to work together to implement solutions that have a positive effect for as many people as possible. Rumbi Dzashe Mashwa, head of STEM of Wumandla Foundation, wrote in an article, "The single biggest challenge for the fourth industrial revolution for South Africa is resistance. Resistance to embrace the 4IR. Resistance to the idea that the disruptive technologies bring about major changes whose effect is not clearly known at this point, and resistance to the idea of acquiring new skill sets. The question is, how do we overcome this resistance? When it comes to education, it's not the technology that's the challenge, it's the teachers. Even if schools have computer labs, there is a huge shortage of teachers equipped to teach subjects like robotics and programming. For young people, one of the greatest challenges is simple access to the internet. Although South Africa has the market for smartphones and a large percentage of the population accesses the internet and social media via their phones, it is the cost of data. access to Wi-Fi and understanding how to access the information required that can be a stumbling block. With a large percentage of the population of the African continent being youth, empowering and involving the youth in decision and policy making could positively impact the development of the continent and help many countries overcome the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution. Our youth have a different perspective of what the fourth industrial revolution means for their present and their future. What do you think we can do to overcome the challenges of 4IR? With the fourth industrial revolution presenting both immense opportunities and challenges, it's up to all of us to work together to ensure that it benefits everyone. Africans are known for their ingenuity, their innovative thinking, and for their resilience. These are the traits we will need for the fourth industrial revolution and the challenges it places before us as a nation. If we lean into a spirit of unity, of working together, of allowing our young people to present fresh ideas and our leaders helping to implement them, we have everything to gain from the digital future ahead. According to the World Economic Forum, technology has radically transformed society and our daily lives since the dot-com bubble burst in the year 2000. While just 7% of the world's population was online 20 years ago, today over half the global population has access to the internet. This has changed how we educate, how we communicate, transformed business models, and changed our media consumption. It's truly astonishing what technological innovation can do, and the pace of our innovation has accelerated exponentially in the last 2 decades. Now, we look at the fourth industrial revolution and see some very exciting technology gearing up to change our lives again. What makes the technology we're familiar with from the third industrial revolution from the new technology in the fourth industrial revolution is operation and connection. 3IR tech still needs a human operator. 4IR tech can work in fusion with other technologies. It can formulate solutions without a human operator. It also creates virtual worlds and blurs the line between physical, biological, and digital spheres. The 3 big technologies you need to know about in the fourth industrial revolution are artificial intelligence, computer programming with complex algorithms that can gather and analyze data, learn from it, solve problems, offer solutions, and exchange data with other devices. The Internet of Things refers to devices connected to networks, including the Internet. What's unique here is that these devices can communicate with each other and exchange data. Blockchain is a digital ledger. Data is duplicated and distributed across blocks that are chained together, but instead of being stored on a central server, the ledger storage is decentralized, spread across a network of computer systems. Other technologies in 4IR to note include big data, the massive amount of data we generate, store and use in modern society. 5G network promises faster internet connection with richer media experiences. Robots and cobots. Robots on another level that can interact with humans. Autonomous vehicles. Think Telsa technology in all vehicles on the road and say goodbye to traffic problems. VR and AR. Immersive experiences in virtual worlds. Biotechnology. The development of new technology using cellular and molecular process to enhance pharmaceuticals and other medical treatments. Incredible technology on the rise will be a game changer for South Africa.
I should think it will change South Africa to move with the rest of the world. If we look at the previous industrial revolution, for instance, it reached Africa, I think it was after 65 years when other countries had advanced. But this time in South Africa, I think we got it right at the right time, and we are moving together with the rest of the world. Therefore, technological advancement may be at the same level with any other developing country in the world.
South Africa is a developing country. It's true, compared to our continent, South Africa, is ahead of most countries in Africa. But then we realized that 4IR is only known in the cities, urban areas. If the whole country is revolutionized to technology, you find out that it will improve services, it will improve work. I hear of drones transporting medicine, transporting essential items to remote places where it's difficult to transport by transport itself, car, and it's going to really impact our delivery of services.
It's the world that we're living in. Like I said, the world keeps the world keeps advancing, and we also have to advance with it. So why I think 4IR is important to me in a world that is advancing, it's because it's helping me to adapt to this advancing world.
It begins with new skills taught at school for careers that might not even exist yet. The country's healthcare system will benefit from more digitization, improving patient record keeping and communication for chronic healthcare management. With greater automation and digitization in industries such as agriculture and manufacturing, costs can be made better to make businesses more effective. It can also benefit government systems to improve things like road maintenance, passport applications, or labor relations. And with high numbers of cell phone usage and more people connected with each other, customer experience will change as more South Africans choose to conduct business online or via their smart devices. Computers that can think like humans are referred to as artificial intelligence. They can notice and comprehend complicated patterns, draw conclusions, and make recommendations. From recognizing patterns in massive mounds of unstructured data to enable autocorrect on your phone, AI is employed in a variety of ways. In today's digital age, storage, authentication, and data protection are major challenges for many organizations. Blockchain technology, a form of an open distributed ledger, promises a practical and ultra-secure solution to this problem. The Internet of Things describes everyday objects, from wearable medical devices that monitor the physical condition of users, to cars and packed tracking devices that are connected to the Internet and identified by other devices. Surprisingly, South Africa has made leaps in technology adoption in areas like banking. It's exciting to see the possibilities of innovation like artificial intelligence, blockchain and quantum computing for the future of the country. Our world is filled with more data than ever before. The more data you have, the easier it is to get new information and even predict what will happen in the future. The fourth industrial revolution represents entirely new ways in which technology becomes embedded within societies and even our human bodies. There is no doubt that young people have a huge role to play in Africa's development during the new digital era. There is also innovation in materials and renewable energy that is delivering technology that will not only make manufacturing more sustainable, but will also help us to better manage our energy consumption and carbon footprint across sectors like agriculture, construction, fashion, and even healthcare. For any young person, being connected to Wi-Fi or having data is an important concern. New to South Africa is a cellular network technology that gives us faster internet speeds and enables richer streams of data. It's 5G. All the amazing technology of the fourth industrial revolution might seem so far out of reach for us, but some of it is already emerging in our daily lives, and there are a few that are set to go mainstream in the next few years as more people around the world adapt the technology. From dial-up internet fiber, from old rotary phones to smartphones, from floppy disks to 10 terabyte hard drives, from having to call to make an appointment to book online, and from handwriting letters to swiftly sending emails from your tablet. Technology has undoubtedly transformed our lives.